Greetings. I want to talk about perspectives, how we view life itself. Our consciousness, our current life experience sits between two mysterious times, before we were born and after we die. I used this quote to one of my friends recently, and being of a more scientific mind, he asked the question, where's the scientific evidence for that statement? He reminded me a lot, actually, of the boy who was given a telescope for Christmas. And he started to look out at the stars, but he became more and more desperate because he really wanted to see Earth, and he couldn't see it. He couldn't see it because it was exactly where he was. He was, in fact, standing on it. So often life is like that. We're there, but we fail to see the big picture. Life is really encountering the mystery that is existence, because we're part of the universe. We're part of this mystery. Perhaps our rather myopic view explains why we want to battle with the earth, knowing that if we actually win the battle, we're on the losing side. More seriously, maybe it explains why we see some land as ours only and battle over its ownership. Without wanting to be controversial of the rights or wrongs of situations, that lack of engagement with the deeper mystery that is life and creation is part of our problem. Some groups want to control the Donbass. Other groups want to control Gaza or Israel, or control the Sudan, or the Democratic Republic of Congo. And at the risk of being controversial, others want to acknowledge that some land always was and always will be theirs. Here's a story about that. There were two brothers once who each owned half of a field, and each one wanted the other half. And so they called an old rabbi to come and somehow sort this out. He came and he lay down quietly in the shade under the tree and put his ear to the ground. Rather impatiently, one of the brothers eventually woke him up and said, "You're wasting our time." But he said, "No, I've been listening to the ground, and it told me neither of you own it, and one day you'll both be inside it." It's a very different perspective. In our daily life, the capacity to see our role in a different perspective is a vital way to engage with the mystery. And along the way, to be compassionate, to have the ability to suffer with.
When I'm in a social gathering, I find that people ask you what you do for a living. And for quite a while, I avoided the subject. I didn't say because people were uncomfortable with what I did, or they annoyed the crap out of you asking for all the gory details. Because you get two reactions. One is, "Oh my God, tell me what happened at that accident. Oh, I've got this theory," and you go, "Oh, here we go." And the other action is, "Oh my God," and they run. They run because they haven't dealt with their own mortality. My latest saying to what I do for a living is, I drive an Uber for God. My responsibility is to tend to people who have passed away, wherever they are, in Tasmania, and transfer them to the Launceston General Hospital. Any death that's reportable to the coroner, we do. Car accidents, murders, suicides. We get people out of trees, we get people off roofs, we get them back to their families as easy as we can. I don't see it as confronting. We're all going to die. I've worked that out a long time ago. The worst I've ever seen is not what people think. The thing that upset me the most was I went to a house and there was a little old man standing in the kitchen, frail old man, and his wife had died. But this man, I'd never seen such devastation in anyone. It like his whole world had gone. And the more I talked to him, the more I understood how his world had gone. He offered to make me a cup of tea, but didn't know how. He asked me what he was going to wear tomorrow because she got his clothes out. And I'm sitting there going, I'm not going. I said to the police officers, you go. She can stay here with me till his son gets here. I'm not leaving this man. And that's the sort of thing that gets to me. I can go to car wrecks, I can go to explosions and all that stuff, and that doesn't worry me. But they're the ones that pull at my heartstrings. The thing that people get most surprised with my job is the joy I get, the joy that you see, the love you see. You don't see that when you're serving in a shop or manufacturing, but I see love. It's great. Yeah, it's a sad occasion, but I see it. I see the 37 people standing around the room. I walk into a house and they say, "You're not doing a thing." And they do it because it's their loved one. And that brings me so much joy that there are people out there that will do anything for their loved one, even after they're gone. And that is a beautiful thing to see. The stories I get, I like the stories. And the other thing I really like, I must admit, there's no repetition in my job. You don't see the same person twice.
So compassion and engaging fully with the mystery and seeing life in a different perspective. Thank you for listening.